A shocking turn is taken in the royal story. Everyone is shocked by what Princess Anne did against Queen Camilla. What's going on behind the palace walls? It's impossible to say what the truth is. No one saw Queen Camilla being challenged in the way that Princess Anne is. Could this end the throne for good? What did Queen Elizabeth really want that caused this royal fight? Stay tuned as we find out the shocking truths behind the news stories. Queen Elizabeth's final wishes. Some people like that Queen Elizabeth left behind personal notebooks with her plans for the throne's future, while others don't. If these notes are real, they show how scared she was about where the kingdom was going and how much power Queen Consort Camilla was getting. She has been queen for many years and has been very strict. It's clear from what she said that she values tradition, unity, and the monarchy's role as a stabilizer of society. People could find these books useful if they want to learn how to behave properly in the difficult world of modern royalty. People who like this idea say that these papers show that the late queen wanted the younger royals to be good leaders. She worked hard to keep people's faith in the government while she was queen, and this may be something she wrote about again. The fact that Queen Elizabeth would leave such thorough instructions shows how important her legacy is, and how hard it will be for people who come after her to carry it on. Some people are upset about Camilla's job as queen consort because they think she acts differently than Queen Elizabeth. Some people say that she cares more about herself than others regarding royal responsibilities, public events, and family leadership. This is different from how her predecessor did things, who cared more about duty and community. Folks believe Camilla is moving away from the morals Elizabeth wanted to keep alive, even though she has been praised for changing how people see the royal family. News stories have said that Camilla's actions are moving the throne away from its historical roots and toward Western ideas. Some people think that the things she does in public and how she handles private family issues show that her goals differ from those of the late queen. People have different opinions about her. Some see her as a skilled and forward-looking leader. Others think that these differences make the royal family more split. If what Queen Elizabeth said about her papers is true, it's a big deal. After hearing this kind of news, people would pay more attention to Camilla's power and question King Charles's royal behavior again. Some people think that Princess Anne should do something about these letters because of how her mother lived her life and how hard she worked at her job. Her position could cause big fights in the royal family, especially if Anne questions Camilla's leadership and whether it fits Elizabeth's plans. For most people, these charges make things look even worse for the government. People who think the monarchy gives them a sense of safety might lose faith if they hear that there are differences and breaks with tradition. People who want to see the royal family move forward in a modern way and people who want to see them return to Elizabethan traditions may have very different ideas. Princess Anne's answer makes things more interesting and reveals how hard it is to be a princess and lead others. Princess Anne's legal action. This would be a big change in the British royal family and get people's attention if Princess Anne took Queen Consort Camilla to court. This made-up claim is based on Anne's desire to respect her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, in her last wishes. If this is real, Anne's actions will show how loyal she is to royal values and how ready she is to protect what she believes is right, even if it means giving up a lot. The legal case is intended to see how much Camilla agrees with these values by making it seem like her actions differ from Elizabeth's institutional vision. As the story goes, the case is based on claims that Camilla went against what the late queen wanted. This could include claims that Camilla's decisions have hurt the monarchy's reputation, strained family ties, or taken the institution too far from its historical roots. A case being brought to court signifies a formal battle and a clash of ideas within the family. This made-up case shows how there seems to be a conflict between people who want to keep traditions alive and people who want to modernize the kingdom so that it can stay relevant in today's world. Things would go very badly in that case. People would pay more attention to a court case involving two famous royals, making them more interested in the kingdom's future. It could also deepen rifts within the royal family and force people to back one side in this heated argument. This story is about a fight between Princess Anne's desire to keep traditions alive and Queen Consort Camilla's claimed efforts to bring the monarchy up to date. People have long praised Anne for always sticking to the beliefs her mother taught her. This is often seen as a sign of responsibility and commitment. She shows that she believes in continuity, good judgment, and the need to protect the royal heritage. Her actions in this made-up story show her determination to stick to these values, even when others criticize her. On the other hand, Camilla's role as queen consort has been seen as a move toward modernity. A more modern view of royalty can be seen in how she handles her royal duties, such as making public visits and supporting certain causes. Some people think this goes against the monarchy's long-standing traditions and think it's a good way to start adapting to a changing world. The disagreement between these two points of view shows how hard it is for the royal family to balance tradition and progress. This made-up court battle shows how hard it is to combine these different ideas. One side of the argument says that we should honor the past and keep the monarchy's basic beliefs. Instead, we need to adapt to modern times and appeal to a new audience. This change creates an interesting background for the story and shows that even the most well-known businesses have to deal with change. Undoubtedly, other members of the royal family, each with their own loyalties and points of view, would respond to the alleged case. King Charles would be in a very tough spot because he is married to Camilla and is in charge of the throne. What he said would show how he tried to balance family ties and the job of running an institution that works well together. People often see Prince William and Kate Middleton as the future of the throne. They would also be very important. Their modern but polite approach to royal duties would play a big role in bridging the gap between history and modernity. In this made-up story, Kate's support for Princess Anne shows they both want to protect Queen Elizabeth's legacy and keep the monarchy open and current. These exchanges make the story more interesting and show how difficult it is for families to balance their duties with their responsibilities to the public. It would be interesting to look at loyalty, leadership, and the problems of the modern monarchy through the lens of these famous people. They would also make the story more intense. There will be a big fight at King Charles's coronation because emotions will run high. This is when things will heat up and have long-lasting effects on the royal family. When royal tensions took center stage, it should be a time of peace and happiness when King Charles is crowned, but this story turns into a scene of surprising drama. People say that Princess Anne and Camilla, queen consort, got into a fight during the royal show. The fight will be a big moment in the royal family's history if it is real. It will be the first time that modernity and custom get to fight in public. Princess Anne, known for being direct, is said to have told them she didn't like it, mostly because Camilla was going against what Queen Elizabeth wanted. It would be bigger than the wedding, all over the news, and make no sense to anyone. The fact that Kate Middleton is involved in this event makes it even stranger. People think that Kate, who will soon be queen consort, will support Princess Anne in her fight for a more open and modern government. She may have backed Princess Anne to ensure the school would still be useful for people in the future. This is a guess, but Kate is becoming more powerful in the royal family, which makes her a strong backer of big changes in the family. An event like this at a coronation would get much attention from the people and the media. A big royal event like this is usually well put together, so it makes the news and gets people talking on social media about what they think. People would talk, joke, and ruminate about what would happen to the royal family online. There are many possible opinions on this subject. Others might not agree with Anne and Kate's dedication to tradition and openness, while others might wonder if it was right for them to bring up these issues at a big event. The way the news covers these fights will make people even more interested. The alleged fight will not be the only topic people will discuss afterward. There are reports that Camilla's title was affected. Because of this event, we can better understand what will happen in the land in the future. Think about how these things might cause the royal family to change even more. Camilla's stripped title. The claim that Camilla lost her title as queen consort, which upset the royal family, is a major turning point in the story. If that choice comes true, it could be a big step toward making the government more like what Queen Elizabeth is said to want in the end. It refers to a made-up time when tradition and legacy are more important than personal effects. It would greatly affect Camilla's role in the royal family, possibly reducing her power and changing her responsibilities. This could also change her place in history by changing how the people and the royal family see her, changing her role. Camilla would take a huge emotional and public hit if she lost the title of queen consort. If that happened, it would mean that she would have less say in royal family ceremonies and decisions. People would also be looking at her public picture because this could add to existing complaints and make new ones. If this made-up story comes true, it would be a turning point in her royal career and make people question her long-term ties to the organization. No one would be happy with that choice, not just the royal family, but also people in general and people from other countries. If family members take sides, things could get worse within the family. Some might see the action necessary to protect the monarchy's honor, while others might see it as a dividing move threatening family unity. People would be paying more attention to the personal relationships between the royals. For example, the relationships between King Charles, Prince William, and Princess Anne would likely get tense. The public's view would also be split. Some people might see taking Camilla's title away as a win for traditionalists and a return to what they think the government should be like. They might see it as a way to honor what Queen Elizabeth is said to want and make sure the royal family stays connected to its history. On the other hand, some might see it as a pointless drama that hurts the family's image and causes trouble in a place that's supposed to be about stability and unity. The point of view from outside the country makes things even more complicated. A big change like this might cause a lot of talk in places where the royal family is a big part of national identity. Some people would see the choice as restoring the monarchy to its traditional role, while others would wonder if it could work with today's trends. There would be a lot of coverage of these issues in the news, which would keep people looking closely at the royalty. This made-up removal of Camilla's title is related to the more general modernity in the monarchy theme. Finding a balance between old traditions and new wants is always fought for. Younger royals like Prince William and Kate Middleton want the monarchy to be more open and relevant, so made-up events reflect how hard it is to keep its place in modern society. This event could be a turning point that would change the future of the monarchy and its role in both the UK and the Commonwealth. Camilla would be affected by this choice, and the royal family would be affected for a long time. It would show how the royal family should handle problems within the family and criticism from outside the family. Taking away Camilla's title, whether real or not, makes people wonder about her allegiance, her responsibility, and how far her family might go to protect its image, modernizing the crown. The idea of progress in the royal family has grown more important, especially since younger royals like Prince William and Kate Middleton want things to change. When they think of a kingdom, they think of one that is open, diverse, and adaptable to new situations. In a society where trust is important, William and Kate have put a high value on leadership that is relevant and easy to reach. Their focus on mental health programs, environmental problems, and community outreach shows that they want to build a stronger link between the people and the crown, removing the gap between them. Their method shows royal figures as caring and involved leaders, which goes against the common idea of monarchs as distant leaders. Their main idea is that things should be relevant. For a very long time, the monarchy has had many traditions and rituals that stand for stability and continuity. William and Kate know that institutions need to change to fit modern values without giving up their most important parts, even if these parts are still very important. The fact that they focus on social media, grassroots movements, and global problems shows that they want to stay up to date with modern issues. This plan makes them look like leaders who can see the future and guide the kingdom through a world that is changing quickly. We can look at the real problems the monarchy is having through the lens of this made-up fight. It's not easy to meet the needs of people all over the world while also protecting traditions that go back thousands of years. Even though the younger royals are taking the throne into new areas, their support for openness and acceptance is in line with the values of society as a whole. Social media and a news loop that runs 24 hours a day make people more aware of how responsible the royal family needs to be than ever. The monarchy's fate will likely depend on how well it can handle this delicate balance. William and Kate's plans for a more updated institution will become more important as they take on bigger duties. Their way of doing things might change what it means to be royal in a world where being real and open are becoming more important. At the same time, the information gathered from traditionalists like Anne will be very important for keeping the monarchy's continuity and honor. The dramatic telling of this story brings out the prospects and challenges of changing something as old as the monarchy. It shows the real tensions that many institutions face today between progress and tradition, even though it is dramatized. The monarchy's ability to accept change while still honoring its history shows how strong it is and how well it fits into modern society. When we think about this path forward for the monarchy, it's clear that it's not just about individual duties, but also about the growth of an organization that still fascinates people around the world as a whole. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating stories. Click on the next video popping up on your screen for more intriguing royal updates. See you there.